Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that originated in Greece and flourished in Rome, teaches that our power lies in mastering our own minds and emotions. It emphasizes virtue, wisdom, self-control, and resilience in the face of adversity. One of its greatest lessons is that conflict, when viewed through the lens of ego, is often unnecessary. It suggests that rather than engaging in overt battles with our enemies, we can neutralize their impact through more subtle, nonviolent means. Here are key Stoic strategies for destroying enemies without engaging in direct confrontation. 1. Master your own mind. The Stoic philosophy teaches that the only thing truly within our control is our own mind, our thoughts, emotions, and reactions. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By mastering your reactions, you deprive your enemy of the satisfaction of controlling your emotions. Anger, hatred, and resentment are all self-destructive emotions. If your enemy's goal is to provoke or weaken you, maintaining your composure disarms them. Your calm is their defeat. 2. Indifference to external events. Central to Stoicism is the concept of amor fati, the love of one's fate. This means accepting what happens to you as part of life, without attaching emotional judgment to it. If your enemy attempts to harm or sabotage you, adopting an attitude of indifference renders their efforts ineffective. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you become indifferent to the actions of your enemies, you deprive them of the ability to harm you emotionally or mentally. 3. Turn enemies into teachers. Seneca taught that adversity is often the best teacher. Rather than viewing your enemies as mere antagonists, view them as opportunities for growth. The Stoic mindset turns challenges into lessons. Enemies show you where your weaknesses lie, and their actions give you the opportunity to cultivate virtues like patience, courage, and humility. By transforming the relationship, you destroy the concept of an enemy altogether, and instead treated them as an instrument of your personal development. 4. Respond with virtue. A key principle in Stoicism is that we cannot control others, only ourselves. This means that no matter what actions an enemy takes, you should always respond with virtue. In this way, your enemies are destroyed, not by direct confrontation, but by your refusal to stoop to their level. If they insult you, you respond with dignity. If they harm you, you respond with wisdom. By acting virtuously, you remain unassailable. As Marcus Aurelius said, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. 5. Embrace forgiveness and compassion. While it may seem paradoxical, one of the most powerful ways to neutralize an enemy is through forgiveness. The Stoics believed that holding on to anger and hatred is more harmful to oneself than to the enemy. Forgiveness, on the other hand, frees you from the mental burden of conflict. Compassion towards your enemy acknowledges that their actions may stem from ignorance, fear, or suffering. By offering them kindness instead of hostility, you elevate yourself and dissolve enmity without the need for battle. 6. Outgrow your enemy. Often, the most effective way to destroy an enemy is to outgrow the conflict itself. By focusing on your own goals, virtues, and self-improvement, you rise above petty squabbles. Your enemies become irrelevant, as your energy is directed towards higher pursuits. Instead of engaging in their games, you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, rendering their animosity meaningless in the grand scheme of your life. As Seneca advised, It is the power of a great mind to despise injury. 7. Let time be your ally. Stoicism teaches patience and the importance of the long view. Many conflicts that seem pressing in the moment are insignificant when viewed from the perspective of time. Marcus Aurelius frequently meditated on the transient nature of all things, including strife and enmity. By letting time pass, many conflicts resolve themselves or lose their intensity. In this sense, time is your ally. Rather than acting rashly in the heat of the moment, a Stoic waits and lets emotions subside, often finding that enemies either disappear or become irrelevant. Conclusion: the Stoic victory over enemies. In Stoic philosophy, the destruction of enemies does not mean their physical defeat or humiliation. Instead, it means rising above conflict through self-mastery, virtue, and wisdom. By controlling your own mind, remaining indifferent to external provocations, and responding with compassion and forgiveness, you remove the power your enemies have over you. In this way, you do not need to fight to win. The victory lies in the strength of character you cultivate in response to adversity. The Stoic battle is always an inward one, and by mastering it, you transcend the need for outward conflict altogether.